Buonasera, buonasera. This evening I'm going to make some Sicilian bruschetta. I'm sure that you all have tried some in the past. This is a slightly different recipe, and once you've tried it, I'm sure that you will not want to go back to anything else you've done before. So I've got some cherry tomatoes here. I would strongly recommend you stick to fresh ingredients for this recipe. It's a very simple recipe, so actually if you can source some fresh basil, some fresh products, olive oil, I think it will taste far better than anything else. I'll start by chopping the tomatoes, so using this little tool, but you can use a knife as well. Tonight I'm making enough for 3 people, and clearly adjust the ingredients accordingly. Put the tomatoes in a bowl. Next we're going to be adding some basil. And basil is a very delicate plant, so what you need to ensure is that when you cut it, you are quite gentle, and otherwise it will go all very mushy. So I'm just getting a few leaves of this bunch. I will be rolling them together, and with a knife I cut them into tiny little strips, and maybe that way as well. And in they go. I've got 3 cloves of garlic. We will be chopping them into little pieces, very little pieces. If you don't like garlic, this is obviously a very important ingredient, and if you don't like garlic, don't put it in, but if you do like it, be generous with it, because it will make such a difference at the end. I've got some olive oil here, 2 tablespoons of olive oil. I'm going to take a little garlic, maybe the equivalent of 1 clove, and I'm going to leave it here for later. And the rest of the garlic can go in with the mix. We now add 1 tablespoon of olive oil to our mix. We also add half a teaspoon of salt and a quarter of a teaspoon of black pepper, grounded black pepper. To finish off, we're going to be adding 1 tablespoon of balsamic vinegar. We will mix it all together. It's looking very nice already, and it smells absolutely amazing. And we'll leave it here to rest for approximately 20 minutes to maybe half an hour. With bruschetta, of course, what better bread than ciabatta, but you can also use a French stick if you like. I'm going to slice these into approximately half an inch, and I go diagonally because they're going to be looking much prettier by the time they're cooked. So the ciabatta is sliced. As I said, I'm cooking for 3 people, but one of them is my son. He eats like a horse, so this could be 4. So what we're going to do next, we're going to be positioning the bread into this tin with some oven paper, and we will be getting it ready. We will get hold of that olive oil and garlic which we prepared earlier, and we're going to be brushing each individual piece of bread. Absolutely lovely. We will also do the other side. It's already smelling very nicely. Next we will be Sprinkling some Parmesan cheese on top of each piece of bread. Make sure that you cover it nicely. Be generous with the cheese. We will be placing this tray in the middle shelf of the oven at a temperature of 180 degrees for initially 5 minutes, and then we will turn on the top temperature for a further 2 to 3 minutes until it's all golden and crispy. Here they are. They've been out of the oven for a few minutes to cool down. I'm going to leave them to cool down a little bit more, and we will do the next stage, which is the most important one. They are beautifully arranged on a plate, and the way I like to eat them is to have your tomato mix, which has been now sitting for approximately half an hour marinating, on one side. You can make this the day before, by the way, and you can actually leave it in the fridge. It will be even tasty. And quite simply, we just put them on our plate, and very, very gently we just fill them with our lovely mix. And as they are still warm, the smell is absolutely amazing. We will sprinkle a little bit more olive oil. This is one of those recipes where you need to be generous with the oil. And the final touch is a drizzle of balsamic vinegar. You can buy this in most supermarkets. Just a little, really, not a lot, and that will make such a difference. And now we are going to give it a taste. By placing the mix on top when they're out of the oven, they will remain crunchy. Of course, you can leave this and eat them later, but the moment you put the tomato on top, you will find that after a little while they go soggy. But more importantly, let's give it a shot. It's just like a mouthful of Sicily. It's just like a mouthful of Sicily. It's amazing. The flavor, the release of the garlic, the basil, the tomato, the freshness of the genuine food. It's just amazing. You should really try this, and I can guarantee you, if you make it like this, you will never be going back. Please feel free to subscribe if you like what you've seen, and until next time, ciao ciao, see you later, have a good evening. Bye.